Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Minds Beneath Us. Last time we left off, we chose to believe in Situ that she could take out an entire army, and Chameleon, unless Chameleon just ran. And let's go see if she did. Oh, Situ, did she win? Welcome, Mr. Die. It's done, Jason. I have the situation under control. Oh my god. Have you? Sorry folks, I lied. They keep a few men watching over the van. Things go south, they'll, you know. So... I see. I know that look. You disposed of them, haven't you? Never believed a single word I said. How can I blame? My own fault. You've lost. Lost? Are you seeing this as a game with winners and losers? Mighty childish of you. They wire your brain wrong when they did that genetic engineering, or what? Seeking a meaning, I call it insanity. Pathetic, eh? No one appreciates your values because you're... Shut up. Tell me everything Vision's hiding. It's about time, Chameleon. Yeah, about time to use my camouflage. Uh-huh. Guy in exoskeleton, it's not Chameleon. It's an empty shell in remote control mode. What? The remote control link only works in close range. He can't be too far away. I'm going after him. He could still be here, cloaked and waiting for a chance to strike. He used explosives in the confined space. The dust cloud makes his cloaking ineffective. Clearly he didn't plan to stay. He's running away. I have to go after him. I've come this far, I can't let him get away. What should I do? Lawrence is outside, he will evacuate you. 23 and I are going after Chameleon. And we'll call for reinforcement from Owl too. Won't Vision interfere? Unlikely. Vision's not desperate enough to publicly defend a wanted fugitive yet. Owl will catch Chameleon, then Vision will downplay the story with their new censorship. Chameleon's a top priority. Owl will call in all available agents. He won't be able to escape all of us, no one can. So far everything was within my expectation. What? Terribly sorry to have you trapped here with me, but... Wait, does that mean she's expecting us to trap a chameleons too? Hold on, you knew this was a trap? Time to go. I'd better meet up with Lawrence. Yeah, you knew this was a trap. You were fine with putting me in danger. Jason? You okay? Heard one heck of an explosion. I'm okay. Thank heavens. Where's Nin? She went after Chameleon. Got away? Anyway, we have to evacuate right now. The explosion's gonna attract attention. Roger. This way, hurry. I'm on my way. Still our stupid Wombe beer truck. Let's move. Next stop to collect Miss Ching. Sit tight. Hurry up already. Yeehaw! Yeah, we know where 23 is. 23 went after Chameleon. We already know the answer to that, so... Alright, what now? Escape the construction site, I did it! I got in touch with 23 and Nin. How are they? Tracking down Chameleon. Nin's called in support from Owl, they're forming a full circle and homing in. He can't possibly slip through. We'll settle the score for you, Miss Ching. Thank you. 23 is on her way back. When's she arriving? She didn't say. It won't be long. Nin prefers 23 at the base, said it's safer. I guess she just doesn't trust me to hold the fort alone. Hey, there's nothing wrong with being a rookie. That means... what happened today? Was it just me, or did you guys run into something terrible? We did. Everything could go wrong did go wrong. The original plan was to evacuate all the children before the real deal shows up. Real deal? Chameleon and his mercenaries. I see. How'd that go? Turns out the whole transaction was a trap set by Chameleon. Nin, Helper, and Jason were surrounded basically as soon as they went in. Wait, what? Jason was on the front line? Why? I was sent inside for a quick recon. Couldn't see what's inside, so, you know. Why you? You're supposed to be safe. No, it was Situ's order. And Situ knew it was a trap. Situ's order. But... it should have been Lawrence's job. Right, Miss Ching? I didn't... It's okay. I thought it should have been me too, still do. Well, it's because Situ knows that I'm a genetically modified human, so I stood a better chance of surviving than you, Lawrence. It must feel... like, I understand where Lawrence is coming from. He's basically trying to compete with superhumans, and wants to be like us, and is constantly being replaced by us because we know it's safer for us to go in there, but Lawrence doesn't know that. Lawrence just feels like he's inferior, without realizing that the goal he's trying to attain of being as crazy as us is impossible because he wasn't genetically modified as a child. I have no idea why Nin sent Jason. Most likely, probably she doesn't trust me enough. The air is dripping condensed awkwardness. Anyway, this is what happened on my side. Jason, Nin, and Helper, they went to the construction site. We kept in contact over the radio. Then the radio was somehow cut off. Right away, 23 realized there's a jammer nearby. It could be a trap. But the ball was already rolling. What can we do? She tried to bypass the jammer instead. Outside, all gangsters evacuated the site, and there were mercenaries guarding their vans. By then, we were pretty damn sure it was a trap. We did what we could. Watch, analyze, and keep trying to re-establish contact. There was a gunfight. All mercenaries rushed in for reinforcement. Since their vans were left unguarded, we thought maybe we could get closer for a look. Then a whole battalion of Chameleon's men arrived. Half of them went into the site, the rest guarded the vans. I was scared. I thought maybe Jason, you could be caught, or dead. Yeah. 23 wanted to follow them inside. I managed to hold her back. After a while, we managed to reach Nin over the radio. The signal's terrible. We barely heard what she said over the noise. She didn't say much, though, just that the situation was critical. She told us to take their vans and run when it's time. She didn't get to explain what "it's time" was supposed to mean when the radio cut off again. For a while, most of the mercenaries around the van went inside too, leaving behind only 3 of them. After that, a lot of shooting, like there's a war going on inside the site. That should be Situ versus Chameleon and gang. We moved over to give Nin a hand. Even she couldn't handle that many men at the same time. Together we took out the 3 guards, and 23 stopped me just when we were about to join the war. She said this had to be the time that Nin said. We should take the vans and run. By the way, the children were inside the vans alright. We had a fight on the spot, with me insisting we should help Nin. She didn't agree, said we must follow Nin's plan. I could tell 23 wanted more than anything to be there with Nin, but she didn't say it. So she left me there to keep watch and drove both vans to our contact waiting at the rendezvous. She drove 2 vans by herself? How? Easy enough. Set one of them on auto-follow. Wanted to go with her, or go inside to lend Nin a hand. I had to do something. She said no, told me again to stand my ground. Said once you guys break out, I should have our own van running and ready to bolt. But I know what she's really thinking. She thought if Nin and Helper failed, I could at least save myself. So I went back to our van and watched the site exit from afar. Then there came this boom. Huge explosion like someone nuked the place. Explosion? Yeah, right after the explosion, Nin emerged, followed by Jason. It's my side of the story. Dear gods. Fran. Over to you, Jason. What was it like inside the site? I mean, there must be a lot going on. Chameleon knocked me out and pinned me down. Miss Situ didn't come to your rescue? She and Helper were kept busy elsewhere. Meaning, Chameleon used you as his hostage? Sort of. So Nin engaged Chameleon because of you. She fought the whole mercenary group because there was no choice. We did have a choice. We could have pulled out. Pull out? But you were... Hey, 23. Hope I'm not spilling too many of the beans here. She's probably busy. Is she smashing the furniture? I didn't know what was going on there. I thought I heard a gunshot or something. Guess she just dropped something? Hey all. Hey. Hi. Hey. Children are all safe. Mission accomplished, all thanks to you. Well done, everyone. I didn't really do anything. One more thing. Helper's not working with us anymore. Huh? Why? Obviously because Nin pissed him off. Pissed him off? Is he related to the pull-out thing that Jason mentioned? What pull-out thing? What did you just say, Jason? Just demanding an answer. We actually could have pulled out, leaving the children behind. So she didn't have to engage Chameleon and his men. What does that have to do with Helper? Helper insisted we should go, then Situ neutralized him. Neutralized? Holy mother of heavens, what did she do? She tased him. I see why he's so pissed. Damn. Paid quite a bit of price to keep him calm. Sooner or later, Nin's gonna turn the entire owl against her. You were pretty mean to Helper the other day, too. Yeah, I was. Rand's looking this way, what for? Anyway, Nin and other owl agents are after Chameleon. It won't take them long. All we can do now is wait. Although, we still have no idea what Vision wants these children for, right? That's correct. 23. Actually, there's something I don't get. What is it? Why didn't Chameleon use those children as hostage? Huh? I mean, there were a bunch of them, right? For someone as cruel as Chameleon, he could have forced Nin to disarm herself by killing them one at a time, then kill Nin once and for all. It won't work. Nin values herself more than those children combined. What? No way. She'd sacrifice herself to save them. You don't know her well enough. Let's talk about something else. Hey, Nin. Chameleon got away. Nin. They betrayed us. They're letting Chameleon go. She's burning with rage on the verge of eruption. Owl called off all reinforcements and told me to can it. You went after him alone? Wild goose chase. What the hell do you think you're doing? You were already injured. You'll have a reason to protect Chameleon. It must be the information that he knows. Owl's so determined to keep Vision's secrets, he must take a more invasive approach. We must take. Invasive? We should just give up. Since Owl is going this far to cover up for Vision, you know what that indicates, Nin? Human experiment on minors, hiring a wanted fugitive. Vision is willing to go this far, the return must be more than the risk. Think about this, 23. I know. Worse still, they keep pushing the boundary. If we let them go, they'll start to think this is safe and do even worse things next time. I know that too, it's just... we're the only thing standing against them. If anyone is able to do something, it's us. I know, now that we're all clear, let's discuss tomorrow's mission. I just can't see you hurt. 23? What's happening? Is she sobbing? I mean, she cares about Nin a lot. You had a chance to pull out, but you... Situ gave me a cold stare. I mean, hey! I'm not keeping all your damn secrets. How do you keep doing this? What's wrong with you? I don't understand. Also, how do you know it was me that told? It could have been Helper that said, yeah, I told her to pull out and she didn't. So how do you automatically know it's me? I mean, it was, but still. Sorry, but I did what I had to do. The chance of them killing me was very slim and I'm here to prove it. I thought we were done with this. Getting hurt is part of the job. We will die, we both, most likely not in a bed. I don't mean that. I mean mentally. Mentally? Have you ever seen me having mental issue? No, but it only makes me more worried. You're like a pressure cooker. When you eventually blow up, the aftermath will be horrible. It's true. I don't have time for this. No. Leave this for another time. Now tomorrow's mission, shall we? Yes. Hey, look at me, 23. If you need a break, take one. Can't see you being tormented by these thoughts. Take a break. Give yourself a couple of weeks, that is, unless you're sure you can keep going. Think about it. Can you still do this? Phew. Yeah, I'm good. I'm okay now. Sorry, I lost control for a second. Yep, I'm all good now. You'll take care of everything at the end of the day. Ahem. Alright, I'm my old self again. Chill and relax. Good. Now I'll begin with the briefing. I mean, you're talking about Nin kind of keeping everything bottled up and you're like a pressure cooker. You're kind of the same way, 23. Like, you're clearly bottling as much as you possibly can and trying to keep up your happy facade, but there's only so much you can do. Today we failed to apprehend Chameleon. However, I managed to attach a tracker to him while we brawled. Before going dark, the tracker showed he went to a facility a lot like Silencia's cellar. Huge underground facility. It's also a lot larger than the cellar that you know. I've sent the data over, 23. What's this? It's beneath Vision's industrial zone, alright, but there's no record of the structure anywhere. Judging by the scale of structure and its power consumption, it should be a research facility of sorts. Maybe one of the Red Room's secret labs? I know they have unregistered labs, but something of this size? Oh? Let me see. Maybe you are onto something, F. Lots of access records by Red Room personnel. This place has network cables connecting to basically all of Vision's flop farms. That means... Could be the source of our unexplained flops. Ah, we solved the puzzle. Not so fast. We don't know exactly what's going on inside. We must infiltrate the facility now. How? Why such a hurry? My tracker also has a bug in it. It captured some conversations. What did he say? He was giving orders to his men and in the process mentioned something. Piecing it together, I have reason to believe there are about 300 human test subjects held against their wills. They're running an experiment of sorts, on increasing flop output by stimulation of pain. Meaning, they're running a medieval dungeon full of torture chambers? Dear gods. These fuckers are sick. This is what they're trying so hard to hide. Did they generate so many flops with that? Is this project Sleeping God? Wait, something's not right. Did you say about 300 test subjects? Where did they come from? Most likely from the shithole through human trafficking or abduction. Take hundreds from the street without anyone noticing? At least 80% of shithole dwellers have no registration or family. No one cares if they're gone. As long as you do it in small batches, no one's gonna find out. If they can do that, why are they bothering with negotiations and leases this time? Because now they want children. If there's a child, you bet there's at least one parent. They could inform the police. Or at least make noises and attract attention. Is your bug still working then? It went dark just when they started to talk about the test subjects. Poor signal or removed? Can't tell. I know what you're thinking. You're about to say it's another trap. The chameleon wanted me to hear it and take the bait. 60% likely at least. I'd say 80. But you're still going, aren't you? As I also believe that there's at least a 40% chance that Vision is doing inhumane experiments. 80% risk for 40% payoff. Willing to do it for only 10% payoff. We're talking about human lives. I'm with Nin. What do we do? Kick the door down and rescue everyone inside? No freaking way. 4 of us rescuing hundreds from a gigantic underground maze that we don't even have a map of? This maze happens to be heavily guarded and probably booby-trapped too? Think about it, Nin. Rescue's not part of our objective. Not for tomorrow. I was kind of wondering... why don't we just, like, try to train Jason like Nin, since we know Jason's basically the same exact thing. Can I get some training in the cool suit with the wrist gun and everything? I could probably be a little bit more helpful if I could do something besides rely on my fists. My plan is a quick probe mission for evidence, infiltration in and out. Once we get it, I'll publish everything. Vision has no choice but to release them by then. Let the adults do the talk, Lawrence. Yeah, unfortunately it's not that easy, Lawrence. Am I wrong? Once we publish it, the police will initiate due process, police investigation, litigation and hearing. Vision will fight back every single step. The process could take years. During this time, Vision will get rid of the evidence. A large part of this evidence is the test subjects themselves, meaning they will be killed. As I said, most if not all of these people officially don't exist. Kill them and burn the bodies, no trace left. What should we do then? Here's the only way I can think of. The evidence we'll recover tomorrow. I can start a negotiation with Vision. We promise to keep what we find in the dark. For exchange, they must call off their experiments. Why would they agree? What if any of those test subjects decide to talk to the police or the press? Vision will agree because the commercial and political risks are too high. As the problem with test subjects talking. Talk all they want. No one will take the hallucination of a tripping shithole dweller seriously. I mean, how are we even going to be able to hold Vision to their word about stopping this? Like, we'll always have the threat that, oh, we have proof, but they could do exactly what you were talking about with the police investigation and just get rid of them, and then if we release the proof, it doesn't matter. There's no guarantee that they're actually going to stop. Jason, Francis, this negotiation is also for the safety of you both. As part of the deal, I'll tell Vision to leave you alone. And I just trust Vision on their word? Rest assured, Vision doesn't mind you as much as you may think. Particularly against the risk of me publishing our findings, you're no threat at all. Doesn't mind me. Vision don't do what they do just for fun. Fundamentally, it boils down to cost and gains. It's not worth it. Once I put the offer on the table, the cost of harming either of you will be ridiculously high. Yeah, but I'm not talking about just me. I'm talking about the fact that they're actually going to stop the experiments. They have no reason to keep bugging you. I think it's a good plan. Fran. As long as the safety of Fran is guaranteed. Bullshit. Lawrence? This is bullshit. After everything that Vision did, you're now telling me they can walk away free? No punishment at all, as if nothing happened? What the hell are we doing this for? Lawrence, this is for the maximum interest of everyone combined. Yes, including Vision. Are we done now? Yes, meeting adjourned. We'll cover the specifics tomorrow morning. I'm going. 23. I know, I'll handle it. Take your time, talk to them. Must have a lot to say. Thank you. Is Lawrence alright? He doesn't seem to like your plan. Like it or not, we follow the plan. 23 will talk him out of it. Yes. I have trust in him, he's not that naive. Even if we don't have a deal with Vision, we can't just publish everything we have. We don't know if there will be anything to publish yet. True. There's a big if looming over this whole discussion. That we do manage to get enough information to make Vision think twice. Let's presume we do. Why can't we just publish it? Because of unpredictable consequences? Yes. If we do that, there could be two possible outcomes. Vision could take a fatal blow, or maybe it takes the hit and remains standing. Which one is more likely? I'd say the latter. Yeah. That's not my point. I don't want either of those scenarios. Case 1, Vision is destroyed once and for all. Consider this, AI is the backbone that keeps the society running. As a result, flops are a critical resource. Suppose Vision disintegrates, its competitors will be all too happy to gobble up the market share left behind. This will be an excruciating process for many. Flop farms shut down or change hands, workers end up unemployed. Then there are millions of flop contributors, what will happen to them? The death of this one corporation could shake the whole nation. Then we have case 2, that Vision takes the blow and survives. Nothing changes. Human experiments, assassination attempts, all kept in the dark. Yeah, we lose either way. Exactly. Considering all possibilities, publishing what we have against Vision is a bad idea. Stake is too high and unpredictable. Yes. Actually, keeping our cards without playing them could be beneficial in the long run. How so? Letting them know that we have info is an effective measure of check and balance. They will learn to be more cautious going forward, at least think twice before they do anything bad. They'll keep doing what they do, just cover it up better. Yes, and also try not to cross the red line as often. We create some sort of sword of Damocles, constantly reminding them of consequences. I believe this will work. I mean, we're in a shit situation because the best answer to this was to never let it get to this point where a corporation had this much power over an entire country in the first place, but we're a little bit past that point. So we have to think in the present. And the present is a very shit spot. You're right. Now back to the subject of this meeting. There are things I need to share with you. First of all, Jason, you told 23 and Lawrence that we had a chance to pull out. I'm surprised. Excuse me? No, I'm not blaming you. Wanted to keep it from them because it could dent the team morale. Like Lawrence at the Flop Corps? Yes. I know I mean the world to 23. The last thing I want is her panicking at a critical moment like this. She'll be informed later when the timing is right. As to Lawrence, I keep telling them to keep his cool and stay away from this lone wolf stuff. Knowing what I did today, he might think bravado is a good thing. My decision was not a show of bravado, not on impulse. But you did engage Chameleon out of impulse. I don't see it that way. It was a calculated decision, factoring in all pros and cons. Did it because I had a very good chance. Based on what I've learned, you put Jason's life on the line. Are you aware of that? I am. Desperate times, desperate measures. Thank you. But I did neglect your opinion, which you didn't even have a chance to express. I'm not pointing fingers, Miss Situ. I understand you had to make a decision in a split second. Asking for Jason's opinion was impossible. My concern is that were you really rational like you said? Jason's life depends on your decisions. I can't trust you if... Like I said, every decision I make is rational. I had a very good chance to eliminate Chameleon and all his men on my own. Otherwise I would have pulled out. Okay. Fran doesn't look too convinced. Any other questions? I hope to address your concerns as best as possible. Next we'll talk about something else. How much of it did you predict? What do you mean? In the construction site, she said everything was within her expectation. That was... I knew it could be a trap. But how? The investigation was too smooth. The gangster pointed a gun at Jason and Lawrence in the contract room. We extracted quite a bit of intel from him. Pretty much everything about the transaction, the venue, time, schedule. He didn't tell everything outright, but gave us enough leads. So you suspected it's all planned? Yes. He went out of his way to lay this elaborate trap because it was against his boss's orders. This could sabotage the deal, but he just couldn't let go of this chance to finally kill me. So he did it behind Vision's back. Why did you keep this knowledge from us? Would you walk into a trap knowing it's a trap? Especially 23, I don't have a chance without her support. And I can't let those children fall into Vision's hands. And you also can't let go of this chance to finally kill Chameleon. Yes. Thought she'd deny. The plan was to evacuate the children and get out before their main force arrived. If we run into Chameleon, I'll keep him occupied while 23 or help her get the children. The events were more or less within the plan, except that... Except what? Chameleon brought way too many men for reinforcement. And that's not right. I wasn't expecting him to try so hard just to kill me. Anyway, there's no conspiracy. I only kept a relatively unimportant portion of the truth from you. Why didn't he use the children as hostages? You know it wouldn't work. If he pushed me into that corner, things could turn extremely ugly. I'd sacrifice the children. I wouldn't allow myself to be killed, that's the bottom line. 23 is right about Situ. Compared to the children, I'm more valuable to the world. She said that without a moment of hesitation. Yeah, I mean... It's a very rational approach. Like, these were children that were basically just pulled from their families and have no record. And you're a crazy super soldier. I can see why, from a rational approach, you would see that as the decision that needed to be made. What if any of them grows into an inventor who changes the world? They're from poor families in the shithole. No citizenship, no social security, no education. Objectively, the chance of them growing into anything but flop contributors is next to nil. Yeah, that's what I knew you were gonna say. And that makes them expendable? They should be sacrificed? Could, not should. Given the right condition, anyone is expendable. The condition doesn't justify the price. Death is never to be celebrated. However, death can be acceptable. I hope you can understand. I make quick decisions, not perfect decisions. This line of work calls for it. It's impossible to literally take into consideration every single factor. Yeah, that's true. She looks kind of ashamed. But how do you calculate the worth of people? I have my own standards. Anyone could argue it against them. And I may revise them from time to time too. At the end of the day, everything in this world must have a worth. I calculate this worth based on my own standards, not social conventions. Make my own decisions from scratch. Why'd you send me in instead of Lawrence? Tactical planning. Our van was the only means of evacuation if things went south. Also, 23 was running the mobile command center in it. Need an experienced team member to protect it. I see. But again, honestly, that was the main reason, not the whole reason. I also hope to keep Lawrence out of harm's way. He's not ready to face risks of this level. With Chameleon and his mercenary group, the situation was a miniature warfare. I made a mistake at the flop core, the same mistake can't happen again. But Jason isn't ready for this either! No. You forgot he's like me. We are not entirely human. We are damn hard to kill and stand up much faster after taking a blow. You think I could afford more risk? Yes. Well, at least she's honest. Does that justify dropping Jason in the middle of a war zone? I don't mean that. It was all tactical planning, risks and consequences. Lawrence's role for the van, Jason's survival advantage, I considered everything. I see. Let's leave it at that for now. Good. Helper told me you worked for a corporation. Before he left. You're not answering my questions. He's not giving you the whole truth. And you didn't give me any truth at all. I won't argue. Please let me explain. This involves classified information. You insist, I will try my best to tell you what I can disclose. For your own good, I'd say please don't ask. Why? Because what little knowledge I can give will lead to even more questions. You'll be worse off. Gotta say, that's fishy like hell. You're right. You want peace of mind, you won't get it, trust me. This is why I kept it from you this whole time. Don't dodge my question. Willing to provide answers, it's just that you must think twice. She looks dead serious. Guess she's not lying. Without disclosing any more, I promise I will not compromise your interest. From here on, it's up to you. Do you wish to pursue this subject? What do you say, Jay? We must get to the bottom of it. Whatever Situ is hiding, we have the right to know. Tell me. What about Francis? I want the truth too. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell Francis what she can and can't hear. You asked for it, here it is. It's true that every OWL agent is assigned to a corporation, I'm no exception, but I do not follow the orders of my theoretical boss. Whose orders do you follow, then? That's as much as I'm allowed to disclose. What? That's it? You barely started. Yes, that's it. Miss Situ, what? Sorry, said everything that can be said. As you were warned, now you have more questions than answers. From here on, knowledge will come at a high price. What kind of price? Trust you can keep a secret, but if word gets out that you have learned about it, you will become public enemies. A pair of fugitives hunted down by the government and all corporations. All my colleagues at OWL will be sent after you, and the order will be extermination on sight. Oh my god, okay. Look, she's not exaggerating. But this is an unlikely if, am I right? Yes. And I want the whole truth. What about you, Jay? She's determined. Million said I should start to make my own moves. Was he referring to this moment? I do want the whole truth. Good. Curiosity kills the cat. Keep two things in mind, though. One, I'm only doing this to earn your trust, which is critical for the mission tomorrow. Two, you've made an informed decision, fully acknowledging all possible risks that I have truthfully disclosed. Noted and acknowledged. Well aware. I'm in fact a free agent, serving Grandma only. I do have a corporate sponsor, but it's only on paper. This is kept secret, even from other OWL agents. I've heard about this Grandma before. Grandma's the leader of OWL, I think? Correct. What's the risk? Sounds safe enough. Corporations collectively control the government. OWL is their shared tool. It's a powerful weapon, also a vast spy network. To make sure OWL doesn't work in any particular corporation's favor, they need a neutral force to manage it. Neutral force is Grandma. Despite every countermeasure, the corporations have one fundamental concern. That Grandma may have her own free will. Indeed. Each of them have a share in OWL, but at the end of the day it's Grandma who gives orders. I think I know where this is going. Yeah. If they learn about me, heads will roll. Grandma and everyone involved, all wiped from this world. Yeah, because the corporations will realize that it's not all just a shared interest for them, and OWL does have an interest of its own. That includes me, and you two. What if Grandma learns about this conversation? Honestly, I don't know. I've assessed all possible outcomes, and most of them you'll be silenced. I can't just say I don't know because you're too smart to buy it. Although I really don't think you're better off with this knowledge. Now you know why. Sorry for everything. Knowing more is not necessarily a good thing. Especially in this trade. Yeah, ignorance can sometimes be bliss, but sometimes you need knowledge to actually learn and do the right thing. Most would follow orders and stay within boundaries for survival. Boundaries, huh? You have any questions? Just 23 no? Yes, she's not a free agent herself. She found out on her own. 23 is a smart woman. Seems rather proud. Of course she didn't tell anyone. Why did Grandma choose you? It's a long story, we don't have time for it. The shorter version is I'm one of the best agents OWL ever had. Not bragging. Grandma's building an elite team, she only wants the best of the best. The way she says it, I think she even regrets being so outstanding. Why'd you agree to work? Because she offered me the freedom I need. Plenty of time to work on my own hobby cases. The only red line is that I cannot harm the interest of OWL sponsoring corporations. Especially the top ones. This is why she kept this case from Grandma. Plus, I can reject assignments that I don't agree with. Considering everything, I have access to infinite resources to help people whom the police didn't want to bother with. I can do a lot of good. I don't have any more questions. Good. Never, ever disclose what you've learned today to anyone. I know. Yeah. Including Lawrence. I want you both to swear to me that you will never tell him anything about what you have learned. Explicitly or implicitly stated or suggested, not in any form. What about no? Just making it sound like a threat. Now please swear. I swear. I promise. Good. Lawrence is not ready. He cannot process this information. He'll go haywire and do things I can't predict, but are definitely against his better judgment. He might tell someone else. Please do me a favor, do yourselves a favor. Do not tell Lawrence, no matter what. I see. Let me stress again, I'm telling you this because tomorrow's mission is perilous. Being outnumbered, I need the full trust of everyone. Once in action, we can't afford to have doubts or second thoughts. If this is what it takes to earn your trust, I'd take the risk. I believe you are both smart enough to not further disclose this information to anyone. That's it. I've said everything as oh my god, my voice. I've said everything that should not be said. Feel free to raise whatever question you may have. I have no questions. I see. Well, let's get back to the real subject. Last time I said you have to join Owl. Remember, Jason? Yep. So, here comes more bad news. Owl might find out what you are sooner than I expected. That means if you do want to join Owl, you must hurry up. Why? As I said, Chameleon is now in custody of Owl. Grandma's now aware of our operation. She's paying close attention, at least she will from tonight on. In the process, she may very likely find out what you are. Wait, she is aware of our operation? Meaning we must stop? No. If she wanted to stop, we would all be apprehended by now. Since it didn't happen, there are two possibilities. One, Grandma knows what we're doing, but not why we're doing it. It'll take her at least a day to find out. Our mission tomorrow was not affected. Two, she knew everything all along, but chose not to intervene. That means for whatever reason I have her consent. Maybe she wants to teach Vision a lesson. Or maybe a part of my operation happens to be aligned with her own scheme, whatever it is. Truly don't know. How much time do we have? Not sure, but at least for the next week our operation will be safe enough. After that, can't really say. Now Jason, we must prepare you for your big day. Training starts as soon as we wrap up the mission. What if this training doesn't go well? Will Owl kill me? Don't worry about it, Jason. I don't know how you did it, but as far as I've noticed, your potential has been flexing itself for whatever reason I don't understand. Should I take it as good news? You should. Your potential was showing when I first saw you, which is normal. The thing is, it keeps showing more, even now. It's unexpected. Your training will go very well, I have no doubt about that. So I am being trained! Yeah! What's the exact scope of his training? Starting from the integration of awarenesses. Integration of what? Reason why you can't always operate in full power mode is that your mind is fractured. Your persona exists in two parts. One of them is reserved for possession. You must break down the walls, sealing this part off to gain full control of your body. We gotta break the limiters! How could I do that? You've already been doing it. First of all, notice that your memory is not complete. There are things that you do not know you know. You did it when you were informed of your nature. My nature. Weaponized human. With this breakthrough, the separation in your mind will start to weaken, eventually crumble. In the process, you may have hallucinations, most likely of a place that doesn't exist. A place that doesn't exist? Figment of imagination. Could be a bedroom, a pasture, a shower stall, anything. Whatever it looks like, this is where the dominant side of your persona goes during possession. Whenever the invading awareness barges in, you're shoved into this little corner, the room. Once possession ends, you're free to leave that corner. But all memories created during possession are left there. I need to what? Retrieve this archive of memories? Yes. Complete your memory, gain full control over your body. That's probably what Jason was talking about going through the door, right? That would make sense. Without being possessed, you must find a way to get into this space and find your way out of it. Way out? There's always a way out, often materialized as a locked window or door. However, it takes a tremendous amount of willpower to open this way. That would be the objective of your training. We'll cover the specifics when you go consciously into the space for the first time. I think I've already been there. Huh? Jay, really? Could happen, since he is already aware of his nature. I went before I even knew it. What's your space like? It's like an interrogation room. I'm locked inside. I see. Need to run a few medical tests to verify. Let's leave this for later when we wrap up this vision business. Said we should hurry, but honestly it's only a suspicion. Let's prepare for the worst case scenario. Anyway, now you know what you need to know. Yeah. There's a lot to process, take your time. Question, Miss Situ? Yes, please. Middle of a possession, if the original awareness is confined to this space, does that mean there's another awareness taking over the rest of the mind? Yes. We're not remote controlled like toys. Press this button to do this thing, not like that. It's more like spiritual possession, being invaded and controlled by an external awareness. The original awareness is shut off in that space where it could meet the invader. Yeah. That is known to happen. In my case, mostly when my body is asleep. My original awareness, relinquishing control due to obvious reasons, might let the invader in. But with training, I was able to pull the invader into that space, even when my body is awake. Is that possible? Yes. I could do it, at least. That was the last time that I was possessed. I was physically at the Owl HQ behind Grandma facing against me, and I felt this force sucking my soul out of my body. Suddenly all physical sensations left me. Saw my body reaching for my sidearm, raising the weapon, taking aim. It was like in a movie theater. I could only sit and watch. Suddenly I felt this rage. The next thing I knew, I pulled the invader into my little space. That thing was equally surprised. It didn't say anything. What happened then? This is very, very interesting, because the thing that Situ is mad at is who I currently am right now, because Situ thinks I'm Jason, but I'm not Jason, I'm the MBU. I strangled it. Uh-huh. Then I unlocked the full potential of this body and was never possessed again. Strangled? Can strangle a thing without a physical body? Yeah, I'm freaking out. That I'm not sure. My mind, it felt like strangling something alive. I could... Jason? Jason? Are you alright, Jay? Jason? I'm okay. Situ, is that normal? Oh, Jason has realized that he can just kill me. I think he'll do it faster than I expected. You assume it's a good thing? Yes. Phew. Jason, doing this for you partly, mostly out of goodwill. I want to see you safe. My kin. Yeah, thank you. Another reason is I believe this is the right thing to do. The right thing? You didn't choose to be engineered, hence you shouldn't be punished. What happens next could be very complicated. Once Owl steps in, you won't have many choices. I hope you, Jason, and Francis could trust me. This is going interesting places, because now I'm effectively having to choose between, like, Situ siding with you, siding with Nin, is effectively like letting Jason have control back over his own body at the cost of my life as an MBU. Like, I will have to cease existing and die. And it's not fair to Jason that I'm currently in his body, but it would be ideal if I could work with the other MBUs and get myself my own body. Jason even mentioned that he would like to help me do that, but I can't do that if he kills me. So... I understand Jason wants me out of his body, but I would like a body to go to as well. Like we talked about with the other MBU. I trust you, for now. Thank you. That would have been a good opportunity to have the thing that a lot of RPGs have, where it says, I trust you, and then it says, I trust you, and then it has in parentheses, lie. It's good enough. Sorry, Miss Situ, I can't fully trust you, Fran. I don't understand your values. Worse still, I don't think you understand yourself either. Should be very clear by now, my value is to do the right thing. As if this vague slogan means anything. Willing to go to any length to do what I believe is right. It includes what's normally seen as criminal, inhumane, or unreasonable. There is such thing as the necessary evil. The world is not a perfect place, we make trade-offs. The thing with a trade-off is that everything must carry a price tag, or else you don't know if you're better off or worse. The process of coming up with these price tags might appear to be heartless. Indeed. That much I understand. What are your standards? How do you determine the value of something? I can't trust you without understanding how you see the world. It's hard to tell in a few sentences, because my standards change. I see what you call justice as a fluctuating line. The only thing constant about it is that it's inconstant. How are people supposed to trust you then? Each person has a different answer. There's something that I can tell you though. What we call trust is in fact a form of predictability. You trust me because you think my behaviors are predictable, you know I'll keep my promises. No one trusts an unpredictable person. However, like said before, I don't believe in rigid things like principles. I make every judgment as a separate case. My point is, there's one thing about me that you can count on. Whatever I do, I absolutely believe it's the right thing. That never changes. And what's your definition of the right thing? We're running in circles. There's only one way for you to trust me, by keeping up with my values. I pursue justice, or the right thing. Justice is fluid, so I am fluid. Partly because I live and learn, constantly correcting my misconceptions, also the standards of justice changes over time too. Bottom line is, I don't believe justice stays in one place. That's exactly what Helper said. Meaning you may abandon us someday. Yes. But if you keep up with my values, you'll see that day coming, and will understand why I do it. I see. Now I choose to trust you, Nin. I mean, at least you're honest about the fact that, yeah, you will abandon us. Thank you, Francis. We should all take some rest. One more thing, Nin. What is it? Your concern is reasonable that Lawrence may take today's events the wrong way. I kept asking if you're rational because to me your decision seems very emotional. I feel that way even when I know you're an almost perfectly rational person. What you said was not convincing enough. We all judge situations from our own experiences and perspectives. You know you're calm. Doesn't mean everyone else will believe you. They don't believe it's possible, at least not possible for them. Are you trying to warn me? I'm not sure, but you are a perfect person, but your partners are not. Please don't forget the difference. I'm not perfect. Far from it. But I know what you mean. I'll pay more notice, thank you. Yeah. Oh. She's coughing up blood. Nin! I'm alright. I just need some rest. Are you really alright? I am. Engineered humans like us, we heal up pretty fast. Some patching up and rest should do the job. Need a hand? No. Trust me, I'm alright. Let's call it a day. You two need rest too. I feel like saying, do you want me to let 23 know? And then would be like, no, I don't want 23 to know how bad I actually am. You two need rest too. Good night. Good night. Good night. Let's go home, Jay. Okay. That was a long episode and also a lot of stuff happening. It definitely feels like we're kind of building up to a finale now. We've come so far. I thought things would kind of always be taking place at the flop farm and stuff, but we're moving into some pretty crazy directions, but it feels like it's beginning to come to a head at this point, so. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for some more.